How does BackBox actually use AI today in a way that delivers real value to network teams?
First and foremost, we spend time with the AI gathering and normalizing data that is very hard to wade through for the customers normally. CVEs and the vendor workarounds for those are a prime example of that. If you chase through all of the CVE data from all the vendors, you'll find that it's very, very different across the vendors. Formatting is awful, very inconsistent, even within a vendor. Cisco, who's very good at this, it is unusual to find two of the workaround write-ups that are consistent and useful in any meaningful way. The second problem we help work through is sometimes the workarounds come through with very rich information, lots of config statements you can use to look up the config settings you've got, or commands to help you set the permissions a certain way, but that's rare. That's not normal, and it's kind of rare for those CVEs to have that. What is more likely is that they'll have advice, check permissions on this, or don't allow admins access beyond this, or make sure you audit all of these things. What we do is both that normalization piece that we talked about, and we come back through and enrich where there's guidance in a recommendation phase. We would add the guidance for which specific commands are applicable for those devices in that case. Build and help with automation creation. This is informed from our rich library of automations. We have thousands of automations across the 180 vendors that we support, and that rich library gives us two things. One is those broad sets of commands that we can apply and the wrapping logic that goes with those. It's unusual for somebody to just run a command. They very often want to do something else along with it, right? They'll want to do a backup beforehand, or they'll want to do a check after they do the command to make sure it actually took effect. And then they might want to have it backed up again after the settings have taken effect. All those pieces are a lot of work and very different across all the different devices. Our engines give us the ability to refine that data and produce the automations automatically for people with all that filled out using the guidance from the rich database of automations. With that help for the users, what they get is a step forward with all the framework put together for them. The automation sitting there ready for them to look over, audit, double check, or perhaps run a test run on, but it's created for them ahead of time. And again, the piece that makes that interesting is we have such a rich library of automations. We're not making this up. The AI is not synthesizing data here. It is using that library to go, 95% of this is similar to something I've already seen. I've seen another automation like this. I can pull from that to make it look exactly right. And that is very important. What we don't want to do is have the customers having to double check all of the work and second guess it at every turn. We want them to go straight to a very specific solution that they're working on and have that ready for them to consume, test, and deploy at their discretion. The final piece that we want to talk through on this is the faster time to decision and more accurate decisions. One of the things that we very much are sensitive to is that with CVEs in particular, you might have thousands of devices deployed in your environment. And what we don't want to do is go, oh, hey, all 10,000 devices have a vulnerability. That's only so helpful, right? Because they probably know that already for one. And for another, what they're looking for is which are the most important to act on first. Can you show me the first 5 that I should work on and tell me why those are the most important ones and give me the guidance for that? And help me decide what I should do about that. CVs are a great example of this, where sometimes the right answer is to mitigate. Sometimes the right answer is to set a config setting, or maybe just mark it mitigated. Maybe it's getting a warning that would only apply to edge devices, and it's an internal device. The other option here is you could patch or upgrade in lots of cases. So sometimes there's a recommended version you can move to that won't cost you a lot of downtime, and it's a very small hop from what you're running right now. It's very low risk, and that might be the right answer. Maybe patch up to that and set a plan in through your approval board to get you all the way up to the latest version, some future date when they have time to focus on that, and you can tolerate downtime in your environment. And again, other times, maybe the mitigation is the right answer. Our automations, the AI that produces the automations, helps wrap those things up in addition to showing you which ones are the most likely to be helpful. And those two pieces combined give you a huge jump forward. You get that quick time to decision and accurate data to act on, and organized data in a way that's meaningful, but you also get the help in dealing with that as well. You get the automations created for you to review and perhaps deploy if you're ready for that.